Lots of greenery around the city of Port of Spain. Jadon Seals temporarily off the field. More of a spell from him this morning. Abdullah Shafiq and Baba Azam continue where they left off yesterday evening. Partnership 182 at the moment. Jumal Warrican will continue. Slip on a gully. Silly mid-on. Wants that silly mid-on to go to silly mid-off. He wants him in the offside in the eye line for Abdullah Shafiq. This is what is required from the West Indians in this situation. Some patience, a little bit of creativity. They still remain in pole position based on where the series is at. West Indies lead 1-0, so the onus is on Pakistan to get a victory in their favor. Hello, good morning, Stacey.
Morning, Samuel. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, this pair just continuing to navigate this morning's conditions. Pushing Pakistan a trail of 63 now.
For Baba Azam, there is that silly mid-on instead of the silly mid-off, so he's leg side for Baba, looking for that inside edge onto the pad. Baba wants a single, could be an opportunity here, direct hit. This should be gone. Brandon King with a moment of magic. He's on the ground, but it's Baba who's down and out. From that reaction,
TV umpire to director, we have
an
umpire review for run out at the striker's end. You have a side and angle, please. Thank you. Yeah, can I just, can you do a split screen? Just I want to make sure that the wicketkeeper doesn't break the stumps there, please. Thank you. Yeah, freeze it there. I've made my decision for the big screen.
Yeah, confirmation of that decision. Run out. He felt that that was the only way West Indies could break this partnership. Disconsolate and dejected Baba Azam. That wait for a century, a test match century, continues. Goes for 88, 281 for 3. Brandon King is still down. Stretcher is being prepared. Medical team is on the field. He did have to contort his body to get that throw. Now, this doesn't look good. Venus Bayam, the physiotherapist, is there. New batter, always Zafar on debut. 7 centuries in first-class cricket. Good average. He'll be looking forward to this and to getting his first run in this format. For the moment, though, there's a lot of concern for Brandon King. A closer look at exactly what transpired. Released the ball quickly, got the direct hit, got the wicket. Let's see what happened to him. He's making the throw. Perhaps falling a little bit awkwardly, or maybe in the way he contorted his body, twisting something in that back region. Yeah, just around there to get the throw on target. The spear for Baba Azam hasn't gotten a test century since December 2022. Everyone congratulates Brandon King, but there is a lot of trepidation now to find out exactly what's happened to him. Not able to convert. Concerns all around.
Yeah, he is one of the more agile fielders. Brandon King was a really good fielding effort, but he never got up after completing that run out. Azam run out for the 7th time in Test cricket. Not very good signs for West Indies. That's their opening batter as well. Just seemed to have been coming into his own in terms of his batting, in terms of that score in the first innings.
Everyone looks on with element of worry and certainly concern. Brace the body, because it might be something to do with the spine and the back. It's just speculation, we don't know. Let's reflect then on the wickets to fall. It was Imam ul-Haq, raw pace and aggression from Shamar Joseph. Enlivened the surface here at the Queen's Park Oval. Couple deliveries from around the wicket, paying immediate dividends. And then Jumal Warrican, not given initially on field, they had to review. The review was vindicated. All 3 reds. Start for Hassan, had to go. A wonderful partnership between Baba and Abdullah. This is where it ended. Onto the single. Doesn't seem as though it was a good decision for it initially, and it proved to be that way. Yeah, so Brandon King is being stretched off the field. We'll find out more as soon as we can to update everyone as to what's happening with him. For now, though, our thoughts and prayers are with him. But look at the way he had to change direction, Baba. Not able to get back. There was a despairing dive. He's saying to Abdullah, had to go to his left. An opportunity for a single. There was a start-stop. In the end, too late. Captain furious. That's the breakthrough that West Indies wanted. Now they've got a new man to this format as well. So on debut, looking for his first run, pressure on. Hey! 281 for 3. '88 run out Baba Azam. Story of the morning so far. Abdullah remains resolute on 116 unbeaten, and the debutant just the one delivery he's faced so far. Changing bowling from the pavilion end off the field. Joseph, those white sleeves into the attack.
Yeah, you wonder if this will change Shafiq Abdullah's mindset in the middle. Yeah, this is the wicket. Yes, no. Baba interested. Abdullah not interested. Been run out for either player. Brandon King. Just hope that that injury. Warrican is happy. Warrican is just rubbing that lower back area.
Former Pakistan under 19 player Zafar has been part of the domestic system in Pakistan, and he's been rewarded for some good performances. Part of this rejig batting unit under the returning captaincy of Baba Azam. Could be a moment he'd remember for the rest of his life, and he contributed to this first innings effort. First run in Test match cricket.
It has batted in different positions. Now used as a middle order accumulator, run accumulator. Salman Aliaga, Rizwan, Usman. Still to come, still some batting.
They reinforced their batting for this test match. Salman Aliaga to come. Where they've struggled, West Indies will know that there's a tendency for Pakistan to collapse. Getting one wicket might just open the floodgates, but pitch isn't offering much, so it might not necessarily manifest that way. Still need to be patient. One usually brings another quite quickly thereafter. The 10th over this morning, only 17 runs, so good discipline from the West Indians.
And very chatty, the West Indians. You can hear them in the stumps mic. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to take on Shamar Joseph, who's up for the challenge. These seals from Derek Murray Players Gallery Center end.
Full fees of the bat, 283 for 3.
10 overs bowled in this session and just a 17 runs being scored, with the 1 wicket breaking that partnership between Azam and Abdullah.
Lots of bowlers used by Ruston Chase. A couple of them with wickets so far and the run out. Massive partnership broken. Working into his stride now. Thought would have been fed a heavy diet of spin coming through Pakistan's domestic circuit, the debutant Zafar. Regarded to be technically organized, strong to the offside, and quite comfortable building the long innings. A player who values his wickets, an accumulator more than a stroke maker. So you don't expect him to be too phased by the occasion. And if there are a few dot balls, a few maidens, from what he's produced in domestic cricket, that's the way he operates anyway. Just his defense, so important. There will be a change now that fielder leg side goes offside. Clean them up. That change in field from leg side to offside has produced something uncharacteristic. Certainly from what we've heard in first-class cricket, and a brief stay in his first test innings. Disappointed, no doubt.
Yeah, that change in field, wants to come down the ground, wants to get bat on ball, wants to be aggressive, work on strikes. His second wicket of this innings. Zafar's stay is very short at the crease. 283 for 4.
Batter for Pakistan, experienced Salman Ali Agha. There is always that tendency for one wicket to bring another quite quickly, and that's exactly what has transpired. All of the research that we've done on this debutant suggests that he's quite patient and he accumulates his runs. So this here is quite a shock to me for him to play that type of shot. But the fielder, Django, moved from silly mid on to silly mid off. And perhaps that's what tempted him to go down the ground, to forget that dismissal in his first test innings. All right, Django stays offside. I quite like that for the left unorthodox. I think it produces more of an impact if he's offside in the eye line, just there, maybe a little bit squarer, as opposed if he's leg side. The ball is spinning away from the bat. Another wicket maiden. 283 for 4.
You just wonder how much did that run out from Brandon King sort of up the spirits of the West Indian fielders. Hurricane was the bowler. Picked up his second. A maiden wicket.
Two wickets for Jomel Warrican now. Pakistan still trail by 61 runs. Got a new batter at the crease. This man who has been there for quite some time, Abdullah Shafiq. News coming in that it's a lower back issue for Brandon King. He'll have that investigated further. Fingers crossed it's nothing too significant. Justin Graves has a slight niggle as well. Are just covering their mouths while they speak in the Football World Cup, the recent Football World Cup that was disallowed. They don't want us to, I suppose, read their lips. So well done to that trio. There is some inward movement.
This has been good work from Brandon King for this run out. Picked up with the right hand. Just over half a second before he released, and the hat didn't come into play. And to hit direct from that angle, spectacular. In quick time. Just body taking the momentum, carrying on. And that injury.
See if that's run, it's leg by, so still not yet off the mark, Salman Ali Agha. Yeah, a great agility and I suppose flexibility from Brandon King to get that ball on target. I still think though that Shiup had enough time to effect the run out depending on how close it was to the stump. But to pick up with the right hand and to get that direction, see how he had to crisscross the legs, and that I suppose is what has caused him some discomfort in the lower back. The direct hit, Baba Azam was absolutely livid with Abdullah Shafiq. I don't think there was a single one there though. Too tight for comfort. Right, once another fielder leg side, he's seen some lateral movement inward, so maybe wants to operate on a tighter line.
Salman Ali Agha will also be aware and reminded that Shamar Joseph got him out in that first innings of the first test. Jaden Seals got him out in the second innings. So be very watchful with these two, with this seamer in particular. Has been clocking that 140 kilometers per hour mileage as well. Shamar Joseph. Lots of energy.
Playing a miss. Really good from Shamar Joseph. He thinks there is a sound, inquiring politely from his teammates. He looks puzzled, as if to suggest there was something on it. Yes, he's even asking Ruston Chase at mid-off, was there a nick? Was there a sound? Yeah, there was a sound. Shamar Joseph heard something. What does ultra head show? There was no edge. There's something between the bat and the ball in terms of daylight, and no spike either. Huge shout, finger goes up. Shamar Joseph again providing the breakthrough. He's not even considering the review, Salman Aliaga. And that little collapse that they've become known for is evident once again. Makes his way off 5 down now.
Yeah, again, that line attacking the stump on a good length, just that nip back. Yeah, he's been impressive, Shamar Joseph, with this spell. He gets the breakthrough. West Indies are in a good spot. Salman Aliaga goes without scoring, 286 for 5.
Mohammad Rizwan, wicketkeeper batter, perhaps didn't think that he'd feature this early on the third day. Things have moved along quite swiftly. Pakistan losing 3 wickets now in quick time. They're beaten for pace as well as that movement back in. Quite wisely deciding not to burn a review. Elation for Shamar Joseph. That's Jaden Seals just urging his fellow quick on. Never quite sure here is what he's saying. Get that ball to nip back in. You can see the way he's holding the seam. It's canted towards the leg side so that there would be that, I suppose, inward movement. A closer look at how that seam is canted. Yep. Fingers across it. So it's aiming from off the leg. Successful over for Shamar Joseph, 286 for 5.
Still a trail of 58 runs. Zafar's stay was very short, so was Salman Aliaga. Out in the middle with Abdullah, who's well set on 119.
On 119, he needs someone to forge a partnership. 3 wickets for 20 runs in 12 overs. All West Indies this morning. Oh! Tough company around. Abdullah Shafiq smiles on the West Indian faces. Run out is what started the slide.
You can just hear that chatter around. Stay in the dance, Joey.
Oh. 20 runs to 3 wickets in this session so far. Run rate as well, so it's part of creating pressure. Can they get one more and then they're into the bowlers? West Indies still has an opportunity here to get a first innings lead. Overnight, many people didn't think that that was a possibility. The way Baba and Abdullah were batting, how quickly things can change. 7 wickets for 38 runs in the first test. 281 for 2. Must turn to 286 for 5 in quick time. Maiden over from Jamel Warrican. Good stuff from the West Indians. 286 for 5.
The difference a day makes for the West Indies bowlers, for Pakistan. 3 wickets falling in quick succession. It's 20 runs.
His wicket has caused the slide, a run out of Baba Azam. Very well set. No test century for him. That drought continues. Samad Joseph continues. Looking to target the stumps. Have another look at that left foot from Baba Azam. That was Bai's though. Went through everyone. Yeah, that's going to be 4. Neatly tucked away by Rizwan to get off the mark.
Yeah, that swing searching just a bit too much, strained down the leg side and pushed off the leg. Mohammad Rizwan, who is quite busy at the crease.
Lots of courts for different types of sports, and then that's the recreational area for the little kids in the Nelson Mandela Park, just behind where we're positioned in the commentary box. A little bit wide, but Samad Joseph is such a cerebral bowler. Understood that he's getting the ball to nip back in. He wanted a fielder to move from the offside to the leg side so that he can strengthen that area and then bowl that tighter line. Got it a little bit straighter, then even closer incrementally, and then he got the wicket. Real smarts from Samad Joseph, and that's what you want from all of your players, to be thinking on their feet and to create these wicket-taking opportunities.
Yeah, I'd say just control it a bit more in terms of that delivery that went for the boundary, that went for 4 runs. But I like the length and I like the plan. But a few deliveries angling into the right-handed batter. But his pace, it will give a bit of a stir.
After this partnership, West Indies would be into the bowlers. For the first time, though, Stacey, Pakistan, they found themselves in a position of strength. They've lost a couple wickets, and we've seen this collapse with worrying frequency.
Yeah, we saw similarly in the first test. I think the one shining light for them is Shafiq Abdullah, who is still in the middle. 229 balls, 119 runs, and he has been the one building partnerships with everyone that has come in. So if he can stay there for a bit longer, that's what they want.
Recently named a batting coach, perhaps, to address that very issue. This field will allow a couple free runs. Ima Roach couldn't get down on time. 292 for 5 at the end of that over. Ralphie's on the go. And everyone will have a hydration break.
.292 for 5, Pakistan. They started the day at 266 for 2 in 66 overs. 14 overs for 26 runs and 3 wickets going down this morning. Abdullah Shafiq is still there though, Mally Richards. Morning to you. It's been a tough morning for Pakistan's batters. Babar Azam, short of his ground.
It's been a tough morning indeed. Baba failing to convert that first 100 here in the West Indies. This was a serious piece of bowling though from Shamar Joseph. Sustained pressure has brought about these wickets. That one just angling back in from outside that off stump. Ali Agha didn't choose to go upstairs. He knew he was pretty dead. The West Indies have roared back into this game here on the morning of day 3.
West Indies have been very good actually with the ball, if not in the field. There have been sparks in the field like the Brandon King run out, which was critical. A couple of little bloopers and misfields, but sadly Brandon King injured himself in executing the run out.
He did. It was a good piece of fielding. He had to move quite sharply. Looks like a lower back injury. I just wonder if it's a back spasm or so just coming into play there for Brandon King. Doctors are assessing as we speak, so we'll have a lot more information in the not too distant future.
West West Indies will be hoping that he's available to bat, because they've already got Justin Graves a little incapacitated, certainly from a bowling perspective. So still 52 runs in it. And I want to know what's the message. What's the message to the West Indies team at the drinks interval? So Ravi Rampal has made his way to the periphery. And one of the messages, or certainly part of it, would be, gentlemen, your discipline has been admirable this morning. Admirable. Can we go another hour based on the same discipline and principle and field sets? I've been singing this song, sorry to go over it again, for both teams actually, not just for West Indies, but I've sung it for Pakistan as well. That when things get hard, your discipline has to come to the point. So if I sound a little frustrated. But Abdullah Shafiq is still there, and he can flick a switch if he's allowed. Warrican has been good, Mali.
He has. We did say earlier this morning he's the key for West Indies in these conditions. And he's analysed, they've gone away, come back, and he's executed a lot better. One of the major changes has been the pace he's employed. Slightly quicker through the air. Have a look at that, 85 Ks. He'll be roughly around that region, and then maybe just throw in the odd slower delivery. But as you said, Bish, Abdullah, the key now for Pakistan.
80 overs have been completed, so a second new ball is available. It's available. Doesn't mean they will take it. Is Ruston Chase happy with the older ball not coming off the bat with velocity for one? And something is still happening for spin and seam. There's a double-edged sword. If you take the new ball, it's harder. It can come off the bat of Abdullah Shafiq quicker, but it can also react off the pitch quicker, as we saw with Ali Usman and Justin Graves' first ball with it.
To be honest, I think the Pakistan spinners are a bit more acclimatized to bowling with a hard new ball than, say, a Jamel Warrican. Not saying he can't do it, but at the moment, this ball is working for the Windies.
Another maiden over to the pack. 292 for 5.
I could have a bit of a bowling change here, but as I said, Abdullah Shafiq, 119 of 235 deliveries. What we've seen from him, he's got that appetite to really bat long. He'll be looking to grind on these West Indian bowlers.
Kemar Roach into the attack. That we have talked in the Caribbean here about both teams, not just one team. So I think with Graves incapacitated, to me this is the role that Kemar Roach, Mali and viewers can flick between. You can attack with a new ball, but because Graves is incapacitated, and with all Kemar's experience, he can now flick to being, say, a holding bowler. And he's got a repetitive action to be able to do it as a new ball comes out. So I think you have to be versatile as your bowling group. We're accustomed to having attackers, but sometimes they have to segue in between a couple of different roles, or pivot is the word that young people like Mali would use.
The West Indies just have to stay mindful of what's brought success here on day 3 for them. Went wicketless in that third session on day 2. New ball's been passed to the umpire. Still got the old one at the moment. Roach has been expensive in this inning so far. It's been slightly underbowled. Got to play a role here. Can he provide that pressure? Like the line. I like the line. There's no real pace. That one bounces on the way through to wicketkeeper Hope. But that line is absolutely key.
New ball. Interesting to see now what lines you take with this new ball. That's where you want to stay away from, and that's the hardness of the new ball when you drift too straight with no fine leg.
To be honest, I'm not sure why the Windies would have found the need to change tact here. Picked up 3 wickets early on day 3. But with his new ball in hand, just going a bit searching once again, a bit too straight. That's bread and butter for Rizwan. Just allowed that to come all the way in.
Not too dissimilar in the way he was dismissed in the first innings of the first test. I think he tried to play a very similar shot. And he nicked it off behind. He loves the ball on his pads. And there are some bowlers, I think it's Jason Holder, who fancies it in LBW. That's how he was out. First innings, first test match. Again, he's looking to play that forcing shot. 296 for 5. Jomel Warrican. I think in addition to pace, he's been able, Dwayne Bravo always said it's good having variation, but you have to land that variation. So the accuracy with the increased pace has been the thing. The patience as well.
It has provided not only the wicket-taking ability, but he's been a lot more accurate here on day 3. West Indies now finding ways to put pressure onto these Pakistan bowlers, Pakistan batters, sorry. Shafiq, he's continuing on his merry way. As I said, he's the key. He's got that ability to really soak up deliveries. 600s so far. First outside of the subcontinent, coming here at the Queen's Park Oval. Some might say these are subcontinent type conditions, but Rizwan, he's yet to get a score in this series so far.
Fascinating listening to Justin Graves, actually. When the two balls ago when it spun, he said, let's get back on the bars. Meaning the stumps. That's what Graves was talking about. Let's get back into the stump line, because if you give width, that is what happens. 300 is up for Pakistan.
Yeah, the 300 coming up, and that's what the new ball can bring as well, just coming onto the bat a bit quicker. Rizwan, a very busy player indeed, picked the length quite early, and on this outfield it's been lightning quick. Not even Shamar could save that one. You know what an athlete he is.
Yes.
301 for 5. It's top right of that lovely beauty shot. You can go down the islands, down to Westmoreland. There are a couple of towers down there. There's a mall, shopping mall we call West Mall. Brilliant. Further down to the beaches. West. Number of real relaxing spots beyond the commercial and residential buildings you're seeing down there. Go around the coastline to the north coast. And then when the ferry or boat to Tobago goes through that area, going from Trinidad to Tobago, you go around that coastline, and I can tell you it's an experience and a half, having done it through the Bocas, we call it, on a bad day. Happy to get through it. Good day though.
A little bit about the West Moorings, Bish. We used to hang out down in Bayshore way back in the day. Used to come to Trinidad and play a lot of tennis tournaments. So that's where I would stay, down in Bayshore.
That's exactly there. Those two towers in the background. That's Mali's old stomping ground. Rich and healthy. Look for patterns, folks, as we go through a test series. And Salman Aliaga has some work to do, because up in Tarouba, it was a tight decision, but the right decision. Trapped on the crease, and here again, trapped. That front foot generally goes nowhere. Trapped on the crease again. So patterns. And both teams have analysts and fast bowlers with memories like elephants.
Me just watching Salman Aliaga in this series just seems to not be sure of his batting position. He floats up and down. When he first came into the Pakistan team, he was more of a lower order batsman, if you say that, batting at 7 and 8 in that first test match in Tarouba. Came in at number 4. It's a position he wouldn't have batted too often. And even here today, debutant came in ahead of him. Asrdfg, wasn't a long stay for him. Needs to lock down a batting position, really, Salman Ali Aga.
And that's why you give great credit to Abdullah Shafiq. Accustomed to opening the batting. First time he's batted at 3 in test matches. And he's kicking on. Very good from Kemar Roach. Another maiden. This is the discipline. 301 for 5.
Yeah, have a look at that. Just batted that one time at number 4. More accustomed. 7 and 8. He's actually more successful batting at number 8 in terms of average. But he scored most of his runs at number 7. So slightly different role for him here, especially against that moving ball early. He's had his struggles.
This area is one, as you mentioned before, we've known that called in bunny. And sometimes with a sweep, so Tejan Chan the ball down a deep backward square has to be alert. It's not a relaxing position.
Got the protection there on that offside. Warrican, but it's been a vastly improved performance with the ball from the West Indies. They've actually analyzed the conditions. It's taken them a long time in which to do so. But here on day 3, they found the execution.
Running commentary from Justin Graves. Wary of him getting a little tired. 303 for 5. Just walking around, setting up for our pre-show this morning, and Mohammed Abbas came around, and they're very pleasant, as they should be, the Pakistan guys. They'll come and say hello, and Mohammed Abbas made sure that he walked past me and he said the Sialkot boys, Abdullah Shafiq, brilliant, as an Awais, Sialkot, Muhammad Ali from Sialkot, Mohammed Abbas from a village near Sialkot, Mansour Amjad, the fielding coach, also from Sialkot. Very proud, as he should be, Mohammed Abbas, of his colleagues, and Sialkot very proud. Mentioned, regaled you with the info about the poets derived from that part of the country. That story is one. West Indian fans who don't know him, that is one worth regaling you from the jobs that he has had. It's a rare boundary over that side of the ground, and it is the man making his way again. Version 2.0 of Abdullah Shafiq that is holding the fort.
If you remember, as you said, Bish, it's just the first time he's batting at number 3 here. So with this new ball being taken by the West Indies, he'll be feeling very at home, considering that he would have predominantly opened the innings for Pakistan. He's got that technique. Absolutely key. He can soak up the pressure and look to transfer when the ball's in his area. Acknowledgement of a fantastic delivery, that from Kemar Roach. In fact, all the West Indian pacers today just seem to have an extra pep in their step. Jaden Seals, I thought he led the line very well this morning. Pace was up. Obviously, they're going to be used in short, sharp bursts. It's been very hot here throughout this test match. Energy sapping. Heat.
Not the first time, nor will it be the last time you'll see Rizwan dive into the crease.
Very busy, fidgety type. The Pakistan support is still here. They were in the element yesterday during that partnership of Shafiq and Babar Azam. The dive there from Mohammad Rizwan. New running players coming on the field for him now as well.
Worked in a leather factory trying to make ends meet like so many others. He worked in a law firm as a helper. All sorts of things to try to make ends meet until you make it professionally. He's been a constant on the English County Championship circuit. He played some 30-odd test matches while Pakistan have played some 60-odd in the time that he's been playing. And he's a lovely guy. He's well-travelled, of course. I wouldn't say he's a journeyman, but he's been around playing professionally. Lovely, lovely guy, Mohammad Abbas. All fast bowlers are, you could say about Muhammad Ali as well. 3 on 9 for 5. Just a little more than 35 minutes to go for lunch. The session has been an attritional one. West Indies have been very pleasing. Pakistan have lost wickets. Here the battle is, if you break it down into little compartments, for Rizwan and Abdullah Shafiq, this next 35 minutes or so to lunch.
Just quietly, Rizwan's gotten off to a bit of a start here, 16 off 22 deliveries, but overall, West Indies have really brought down their scoring rate. If you think back to yesterday, Pakistan scored at 4.5.
Just have a look at the 2 balls ago when it landed. Just have a look. Yep. Deterioration is what Ali Usman and Sajid Khan will be looking for later in the test.
Going on at the arm. Got the short leg, obviously on the onside. Brought a bit of success also with that silly mid-off on the offside. Just moved away from that slightly.
Well, like he was in dreamland there. He didn't expect the ball to come to him that quickly. Usually you get the hands down at it. Got to be on the money. You come on the field as a substitute fielder. You got to be sharp. You don't know when you get a chance to change the nature of the game. He was getting loose. $3.10 for 5. Bottom edge, I think. Bottom edge. Fallen well in front of Shea Hope.
Good work from him. He's managing to parry that. Back a bounce probably. Yeah, not quite getting up as Rizwan expected, but it was very wide. You don't mind that line. That's the line. You want to drag these right-handers across the stumps. Seems to me since West Indies have taken this new ball, they've gone a bit searching once again for wickets. Got to look to build that pressure once again. And there, he's still looking very good, isn't he, Abdullah Shafi? That textbook style, that high elbow. He's got that appetite to bat for very long periods indeed. Double 100, faced over 400 deliveries. Every time he scored 100, he's facing 200, 200 plus balls.
Malian, he's going to need that, and I like to see guys with this hunger, because they go to England next after this series. The outcome of this one yet to be determined, but a very important series in England. We don't know if Shan will be fit. 19th of August at Leeds, the first test. So Abdullah Shafiq will go with confidence. And fill your boots. You've been left out for the last 10 months. Fill your boots. Imam Ul Haq needs runs. There's Mohammed Abbas left. Behind his spectacles, the shades I should say, because all three of them in the front have some form of it on the blue reflectors in the middle. Top man who did not allow the world to define who he was and who he could become. He said, in spite of, I'm going to do my thing. You leave me out, I'm going to continue working. This morning, is there anything I can do different? I said, you should be teaching us. Such a humble guy. My goodness. 3-11 for 5.
That deficit now is just 33. Still 5 wickets intact. This partnership useful. Still on the rise, just 25. But they needed something to stop the flow or the fall of wickets. Warrican continues. Rizwan is such an experienced campaigner. Knows exactly what's required in this situation, just to be patient and to show some resilience. Carlos Brathwaite alongside me. Carlos, it's a familiar concern and worry for Pakistan, these collapses that they've endured. The frequency and regularity of it. How do you see where things are at the moment?
Yeah, there's only things that they would need to arrest if they are to remove themselves from the foot of the World Test Championship table. I see so many similarities with Pakistan and the West Indies.
Lean them up. Jomel Warrican again. New spin would have a significant impact in this contest, and it's proving that way. All smiles for the West Indians. Another one goes down.
A new ball with spin again. Just hurrying him a bit. He lack on the ball. He's showing us 2 fingers, now 1. Potentially an arm ball. Mohammed Rizwan gone. Bowled for 18, 3-11 for 6.
Najid 4 wickets in the first innings, best of 48. Different role now for him, still 33 the deficit. New ball, so different reaction from the surface, maybe playing for more bounce and turn, neither existing. It would feel as though it kept a little bit low, but certainly not the shot for that particular delivery. Warrican with 3 wickets now. Right into the bowlers. This is what they wanted, West Indies. expect that he will have some company around him, Sajid. Want to see a silly mid-off. I really want to see someone in front of the bat offside. Does have a couple fielders with helmets, but one is, I think, Justin Graves in that second slip position. Where Django silly mid-on. All right, let's see. How does Abdullah Shafiq view things from the other end? He's seen quite a few wickets falling around him.
Well, ball from Warwick. Not just this delivery, but today he's been good. Backing up balls, delivery after delivery, stringing together deliveries. It sets it up nicely. You have to bowl good overs and good spells in Test cricket. This has been a good one from Warwick so far. 311 for 6. Yep, the pocket is getting heavy. Wickets weighing him down. Once again, a wicket maiden across the series. It seems as though maidens have been followed by wicket maidens, and they've all triggered collapses.
That 126 stands out like a beacon. Baba's 88 as well. The run out though is what has triggered the collapse. 18 from Rizwan. Important breakthrough for the West Indies. Ali Usman, Muhammad Ali and Ubaid Shah to come. Still trailing by 33, so no one really taking the ascendancy just yet. Not dissimilar to the first test. Seals back into the attack. Just before he was dismissed, something just went into his eye. Mohammad Rizwan needed to stop the bowler, just reset himself. Could be disconcerting, disorienting. And then that decision to play back. You're thinking all manner of thoughts once you're dismissed and you're walking back with your team in trouble. Hasn't fazed Abdullah though.
It's actually been good to watch him enjoy this process. He obviously wouldn't have enjoyed the run out of Babar Azam. I can't lay too much blame at his feet. I think that was bad judgment by Babar Azam. He lost his wicket, but he's continually looked unfazed. He's now dragged Pakistan 33 runs short. And there are no points for first innings lead as you would have at lower levels, but there's the psychological effect of not only getting close, but surpassing the first innings and getting a lead, however small it may be. That's your next target. Now we're seeing a little bit of a challenge. Now we're seeing a little bit of a challenge from the West Indies. All of a sudden it looks as though ball is eking ahead of bat. From a West Indies standpoint, it's concerning that they always need to go in for a tea break or a close of play as it was today to be able to come back out and replicate the effort that we've seen in this session. Moving forward, and the next step in their progression as a team is for someone on that field to be able to stop it within the first half hour and say, let's go to our template. And our template is, if the wicket is flat, we're not getting anything left or right, regardless of the skill that we have, can we just be disciplined and menacing on 6th stump, stop the game with the ball, build some pressure, And then once you get wickets, you can trigger a collapse similar to what they've done this morning.
Especially when you're 1-0 up in the series. You don't have to chase the game. Pakistan has to chase the game. So you control what you can control in terms of the run rate. Be patient, as you've mentioned, and discipline. What we've seen from them this morning has to be the blueprint in conditions such as these. Seems as though too, Carlos, they're making a little bit of a mockery of me. Every time I say the pitch is a particular way, it's doing the exact opposite. I said today it's a batting paradise. Look at what happened.
Welcome to the club, Badri. I get so much stick at home. The boys at my club tell me they always watch my pitch report to understand the opposite of what the pitch will do.
All conjecture. 311 for 6, another maiden. .281 for 2 essentially. Has quickly turned to 311 for 6. Let's hear the West Indians saying that this is a good matchup for Jumel Warrican. Ajid Khan, right-hander, looking to target that front pad. And I much prefer this field with the two fielders in front of him as opposed to the gully that they had or the second slip with the helmet. This is better in my estimation.
That is the change that I'd make. I'd love to see that fielder come off the boundary. Even if he drops back from deeper than a traditional mid-off and take a few steps back, it's quite a